Hey everybody, welcome back to Squad Pod Sports, where we bring you our thoughts on the latest games and sports news around the sports world, brought to you by the Sideline Sports Network. Week 6, come and gone. A lot of contenders, a lot of people, a lot of teams not looking so hot. We got one 0-6 team right now, as of right now.
There's
One 0-6. Always one. So, of course, we're going to talk about, we'll have our Week 6 breakdown, our Week 7 predictions. NBA just started back up tonight. We'll talk about the two games.
Well, when this premieres, every team would have played by now, I'm pretty sure, right? Because we got games on Tuesday and Wednesday. This comes out on Thursdays here, but I'm so happy it's back, man. I'm so happy. I've been waiting.
Me too.
Not that long, I guess. Technically, we haven't really been waiting that long, but it feels like it, Feels
like forever. But it's nothing compared to the football off season, though.
I know. So
we'll talk about, of course, a lot of NBA news going on. NHL is now back up and we're about like a week into the NHL right now. That's up and going. And then we'll talk about our bias bubbles and the crazy sports stat fact of the podcast. So week 6, Thursday night game. Luckily, I only got to see the last half of it. Eagles and the Buccaneers. We both picked the Buccaneers in this one because we figured, like, way Philly's been, they don't have a chance. I mean, they kind of tried to come back towards the end. It was 28-22, but by that time, it was too late.
They did have a chance at the end of the game there. I was genuinely impressed, but it just slipped away. Brady ended up doing what he needed to do and kneeled the ball out with the last 2 minutes on the clock, bro. Wasted the entire last 2 minutes with knee downs. And I was like, that's
crazy.
That's harsh, but hey, had to get the win.
But yeah, it was more of the same out of Philly. Like, terrible play calling, terrible decision making. Jalen Hurts was missing some throws. They weren't running the ball as usual, like not using Miles Sanders. Like, what is going on here? Miles Sanders only had 9 carries for 56 yards, no touchdowns. The longest was 23 yards. Yeah, all in the second half. You only had like 1 carry going into the second half, which is atrocious. This is a fireable offense. What's going on right now?
You running thin on Sirianni?
I'm not sold on him right now. I'm getting impatient. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Jalen Hurts only had 115 yards, a touchdown, and interception. I think he had 2 rushing touchdowns as well.
Yep.
Zach Ertz got a touchdown.
He had his farewell game, man.
Farewell game. I don't know if you can see my chair, but I put my jersey on my chair.
Nice.
My Zach Ertz jersey.
Hey, that's why I still got the Cam jersey up here for weeks now, just because, like, it's not Newton, but it's just you're still here with us, buddy. Like, I still fuck with Cam.
It hurt. Well, we'll talk about that as well. Tom Brady, balled out, 34-42, 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Leonard Fournette, 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, 93 yards and a touchdown. O.J. Howard, 49 yards and a touchdown. Like, they're just, the Bucs rolling on offense. It's their defense.
Antonio Brown is looking like a number 1 wide receiver again.
Oh, for sure. He's like the third option on the team, but he's overshadowing Mike Evans and Godwin here at this point. But we can roll into the Sunday games here. Dolphins and the Jaguars in London time.
Early.
Just proves that the Jaguars should be based in London.
This is what we both picked Jacksonville in this game. Just so everybody knows, okay?
For a reason.
This was a home game for Jacksonville. When are they going to just ship them off across the pond, make them play 8 games
London
in Jacksonville?
Jaguars.
The London
Jaguars. That's a nice ring to it, but they should definitely do that, man. They were able to pull it off. I mean, the Dolphins looked good for like the first 2 quarters and then just plummeted, man. They just couldn't get anything rolling. And then Jacksonville was able to pull it off. I mean, Trevor Lawrence didn't have a pick, didn't have a turnover. He had 319 yards and a touchdown. And then Jones Jr. 100 yards and a touchdown receiving. Robinson 73 yards and a touchdown. I mean, Tua, he didn't play super bad. I mean, there's a lot of, questionable throws. But he still had 330 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Mike Gesicki balled out 115 yards, but I mean, they just weren't able to get a touchdown. They weren't able to put points on the board. And that's what matters.
Right. They couldn't translate it to points. And I was just looking. Tua did have a pretty good game, but like you're saying, just couldn't have a complete game from the whole team there, where Jacksonville ended up beating you. So
yeah, and we both picked Jacksonville in that one. The next
down
game,
with Miami.
Well, you went with Miami.
I said down with Miami.
Down with Miami, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Packers and the Bears, heated rivalry, and you saw it during the game. The Bears were able to get a nice lead at first, but it didn't last long. Old Badman, Aaron Rodgers showed up, taunting the fans. He's like, I can't taunt the players on the field, so I'll taunt the fans. I own you. I own Chicago.
I own you. I've owned you my whole life. It's like, damn, bro, he's cold-blooded with it. Like, he was like, I owed you my whole life. Like, he is no punches pulled on these Chicago Bears, and that's why we both picked Green Bay in this game. We really thought it was going to come out to just be in this. I thought it was going to be a little bit more, to be honest, but Aaron Rodgers only had 195 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he didn't have a crazy game or anything, but he ended up doing enough to get the win.
Yeah, and that was at Soldier Field, too. The Bears only put up 7 more points, after that first touchdown. So, they were able to hold them. Packers, man, they're rolling. They're 5-1.
Looking great, looking just like we thought they would. Even like we had a thought process of what they'll look like if they have Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of the year and what they'll look like if not. And this is exactly what we thought. If they have him, Devontae's still Devontae. Aaron Jones is playing great. He's not super injured or anything, so they're going to keep rolling on here. Exactly.
Next game here, the Bengals and the Lions. And the Lions, man, just continue just bad luck. They're cursed. They got whooped 34-11 by the Bengals right now. The Bengals, man, they're looking damn good this season. So
they are 4-2, man. The Bengals are a threat in that division, and we didn't think they were going to be. We thought they were going to be down there with the Steelers. That division might be, other than the NFC West, that might be the best division in football, the AFC North there.
Yeah. And Joe Burrow, 271 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Joe Mixon, 94 yards rushing. And then you got Jamar Chase, 97 yards. Jamar Chase, he's looking like a lock for Rookie of the Year at this point, man.
Right, exactly, which is crazy because of all the flack he was getting at the beginning of the year, and he's just out here balling. He's like, whatever, I'm balling. And
he had
love to see.
He had like a ton of drops in preseason. They were saying, was it the right pick over, Penny Sewell for the O-line? And it worked out for him. Joe Burrow's still on the run all the time, but he's still getting the ball to his receivers.
But at least he has a reliable target to heave it up the field to.
Yeah. Jared Goff, on the other hand, 200 yards, no touchdown, 1 pick. Like, they haven't scored. I saw in like 4, like, he hasn't thrown a touchdown in like 4 quarters or 6 quarters, something like that.
4 or 3 games or something.
3
like
games.
That. Like,
I saw something. Yeah, it was something crazy. Like, he hasn't thrown a touchdown in a while.
It's ridiculous.
And so much so that even the coach was out here throwing shade at him.
Like the coach that was crying last week is throwing shade at this motherfucker.
Yeah, he's over it. He's over it. He said, I feel like he has to step up more than he has, and I think he needs to help us, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So, he criticized Jared Goff this week, and, the Lions just look lost.
It's another year, another Lions starting out 0-something.
0-6. So the only team right now with no wins.
They'll probably go weeks and weeks and weeks without a win. So I don't know what's going on with Detroit there.
Buckle up, Detroit fans. It's going to get worse.
You're in for a long one. It's only 7 weeks into the season, and you're already, oh, God. Yeah. I know how I feel. We got 2 wins, so good luck, Detroit.
I know how it is, too. But next one, so we both had the Bengals in that one.
Yep.
Next one here, the Colts and the Texans. We both picked the Colts in this one. And old I'm calling him Gunslinger Carson Wentz now, because he's out here balling. But like before, man, like he's looking like his old self. 11-20, 223 yards,
had 11
touchdowns.
Completions.
Yeah, that's all he needed to have.
That's crazy.
Jonathan Taylor had 145 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
I was gonna bring this up later. But since we're talking about Carson right now, for week 6, he was the highest rated quarterback according to Pro Football Focus. With a rating out of 100, he was at, where did I put that? Out of 100, oops, this is the wrong week. He was at Jesus. I'm sorry. 94.1 for Carson Wentz out of 100. Yeah. So he was the highest graded quarterback for week 6 here, which I thought that was crazy with Carson going through everything he's going through. Ended up coming out and balling. So doing great right now.
Yeah, I mean, I got some stats here. In his last 3 games, including this one, he has 853 passing yards, 68.9 completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, no picks, and 123 QBR.
Damn.
Like Carson, they had that heartbreaking loss to the Ravens, and the record doesn't show it, but Carson is balling at the right now. I mean, it's just taking some time for the team to gel. You know, him getting his footing, but it seems like Carson's gonna have a big year here, man. And I predicted it. I knew it was going to happen. He's not going to be the MVP like I predicted, but I think he's going to be possibly like comeback player of the year. Dak, I guess. Dak probably will get that.
Yeah, if that Dak situation didn't happen,
Carson would get it.
Carson would get it for sure.
But yeah, I think the Colts, you know, they're 2-4. I think are definitely going to be able to turn it around into a positive record, and I'm sure they're going to be a playoff team at some point.
They're looking like they're trending definitely in the right direction here.
Yeah,
I know,
trending
like
upward.
you said, only 2-4, but still, there's a lot of teams out there that are kind of like pretenders with a high record.
Yeah.
Who, by the end of the year, we'll see how it shakes out. But good job for the Colts here, man. I didn't really. Yeah. We both did pick Indianapolis, but I thought Houston was going to put up much more of a fight here.
Yeah, I mean, but T.Y. Hilton, this was his first game back, being on injured reserve and everything on the PUP list, I think. But yeah, he came back this game. He had 80 yards, 4 receptions, so he had a good game. On the other hand, you talk about Houston, 3 points, man. Davis Mills, 243 yards and 2 picks, no touchdowns. Texans just a mess. You know, already you expect, I mean, that whole organization is just a mess. I mean, not aside the Deshaun Watson stuff aside, that whole team's just a mess right now. It just seems like a hodgepodge of just different players that don't mesh. I don't know. It just seems weird.
And we called this shit back in the offseason when we saw who they were signing. We're like, what the hell are they doing? Like, they're just signing all these random ass players to like 1 year or 2 year deals and shit. It just didn't make sense. And it might just be a kind of holdover type of year for them where they're just trying to figure out everything in house. They're not worried necessarily about the football team. They're like, shit, let's just get through.
They're like, we got to put some sort of team out here. Just grab some players.
Yeah. Grab some players. Put them out there, man. Come
on. Next game here, the Rams and the Giants. This one went as expected.
This was your lock of the week.
This was my lock of the week, and sure enough, it proved it.
Sure enough, you were absolutely correct here.
Matt Stafford, 22 of 28, 251 yards, 4 touchdowns and 1 pick. Balling.
What I'm learning is he wasn't the problem in Detroit.
Touchdowns. Nope. No.
He really wasn't.
And I think a lot of people knew that. I mean, definitely Detroit fans knew that. But, I mean, Detroit's just cursed. That organization's not run well. So, I mean, we all knew going to the Rams, you know, with Sean McVay, that Matt Stafford was going to be able to reach peak performance. You know?
Exactly. And like you said, look at Cooper Kupp. Like he's benefiting from having Matt Stafford there, who's a great veteran quarterback.
Great arm. He knows system. Like he knows how to read defenses. He knows what to look for. Yeah, and I mean he's just balling right now, which is nice. I mean it's good to see for Matt Stafford having some success here. I mean they're 5-1.
Looking great right now. If it wasn't for the Cardinals, they'd be leading that division.
Yeah. On the other hand, you got Danny Nichols throwing 242 yards. 3 interceptions, no touchdowns.
This dude.
Yeah, it didn't look good at all. Sterling Shepard had 76 yards, no touchdowns. They only put 11 points up on the board. Giants just don't look good at all.
Hey, another year at the bottom of the division for the Giants, man. At least you know, like you have a Jets in your division, so you don't got to worry about
it. Yeah, exactly. We got a Jets in the division.
You're gonna finish at least 3rd.
Yeah, at least 3rd, and I guess that's
how I feel.
Better than 4th.
Yep, exactly. We're gonna have the Bills and the Dolphins probably finish above us. But we're not gonna be last.
We both picked the Rams in that one, of course.
Yep.
The next one here, the Chiefs versus the Washington No Names.
This was my lock of the week.
Yeah, this was your lock of the week. We both picked the Chiefs in this one, and sure enough, 31-13, the Chiefs were able to get it done.
And Pat Mahomes is looking good. Almost had 400 yards, but he did throw 2 picks. People were questioning
concerning
because they said like 6 picks over the last 3 games or something like that, and he threw 6 picks all of last year or something.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not super concerned with it. They are 3-3.
So it's up to 8 now since he threw 2 more. So he has 8 picks in 7 games now. 6 games.
I'm not worried about them. They're back to 300. They'll end up winning that division. So unless the Chargers run away with it, the Chiefs will probably end up winning it because they'll climb back here. The Chargers, we'll get to it, but they suffered a pretty crazy, surprising loss here this week.
Yeah. Kelsey had 99 yards. Tyreek Hill, 76 and a touchdown. Washington, on the other hand, Heineke, 182 yards, 1 pick, 1 touchdown. Not looking good over there in Washington. They're 2-4. Tied with them Eagles. Second and third in the division. Vikings and the Panthers went to overtime. 34-28 Vikings. I think I picked the Vikings. We both picked the Vikings in this one, didn't we?
Yeah, we both picked the Vikings. I was watching this game and like live. Yeah. The Panthers were down by like 2 touchdowns or something like that, and I was like, all right. And they scored, and I was like, I'm gonna check and see. I'm gonna place a bet on these Panthers to win this game because the odds are probably crazy. I didn't end up placing the bet, but I forgot about it. I was doing something else, and I came back and saw that the game was in overtime, and I'm like, oh my god, I should have placed that bet, like. And then they ended up losing anyway. But I just thought that was crazy. I was like, these Panthers are gonna end up coming back somehow. And like I said, I walked away, did something else, come back. Sure enough, they're in overtime. But that's the Vikings. The Vikings try to lose games sometimes, even though they're a really fucking good team.
Yeah, I mean the Panthers, they've been on quite a skid here now. We were like 3-0, now they're 3-3. I mean the Vikings, they climbed out of that hole now. They're 3-3 with this win. Kirk Cousins, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He was balling out. Dalvin Cook came back with a 140-yard game.
Mm-hmm. Showed you why he's one of the best running backs in the league right there.
Yeah, and a touchdown. Adam Thielen, 126 yards and a touchdown. They're just clicking right now.
They are. It's good to see because, like we said, we really think Minnesota is a good team. They just need to put it all together.
Yeah, exactly. We both picked the Vikings on that one. Next one here, the Chargers and the Ravens. And this one surprised most people. Pretty much everybody.
Me. And I picked Baltimore.
I picked the Chargers, I'm pretty sure, didn't I?
Yeah, we went this entire way without either of us having a loss. That was the first loss of the week, was picking the Chargers, and I picked the Ravens.
Yeah, and the Ravens, they didn't even have to pass it much. They ran the ball down their throats the whole game, man.
Lamar with 51 yards, Devontae with 50 yards, Latavius with damn near 50 yards. Like you said, they ran the ball down their throat the whole game. Even Le'Veon had 8 carries.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar did have 167 yards, 2 picks, and a touchdown. Yeah. But yeah, they pretty much ran it the whole rest of the game. Mark Andrews, he only had 68 receiving yards and a touchdown. But you said Freeman, 53 yards and a touchdown rushing. But yeah, I mean, the Chargers just could not get it going at all. At all.
They couldn't capitalize on them turnovers or anything. It was like a different Chargers team, or the Ravens are really looking that good right now. So
yeah, we'll on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was wrong on that one. Next one here, the Cardinals and the Browns. And man, these Browns, they don't look good at all.
They don't.
Baker is now even more hurt than he was before, apparently with his shoulder after this game. And they're going into a bye week, but who knows what's going to happen here coming out of it.
Apparently he'll be good for the Thursday game. That's what they're saying. Which will be, like you said, they're on a bye week, so it's next Thursday. But I don't know what to think about these Browns, to be completely honest with you.
Not looking good, man. They're all banged up.
We both picked the Cardinals in this game because
you gotta roll with the hot hand.
They're rolling.
Only undefeated team still.
Kyler Murray, 4 touchdowns, man. He's out here just balling, doing exactly what he needs to. DeAndre Hopkins had 2 touchdowns. So I'm happy for the Cardinals. They're doing great. It's just I really thought the Browns would be a little bit better this year. Now they're only 3-3. We're only 6 weeks into the year. Yeah. But I did pick them to win the division.
Yeah. I mean, Baker Mayfield, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Kareem Hunt ended up getting hurt, and now he's on
Yeah.
IR. He only had 66 yards. But yeah, it didn't look good. I mean, Odell had 79 yards. I mean, it just does not look good for them Brownies right now.
It
But them
doesn't.
Cardinals are still rolling undefeated.
There's all these rumors of Odell getting traded, and like that's just
Yeah, that's
out
every year
every
too.
year, but it's
Every year.
starting back up now.
Yeah.
So good luck to the Cardinals and the Browns, man. You gotta figure shit out.
Yeah, they gotta figure some shit out. Raiders and the Broncos here. Do we both pick the Raiders in this one?
We both picked Denver.
We both picked Denver. Okay, so we went real bad on that one.
Yeah, we went really bad on that.
Because the Raiders came out stomping. I mean, the 34-24, it's a little off because Denver was behind pretty deep, this whole game, and then they started putting up points late in garbage time. But yeah, the Raiders had control this whole game. They looked really good under an interim head coach.
Exactly. Derek Carr almost had 400 yards here, 2 touchdowns. Henry Ruggs doing exactly what you expect him to do, almost had 100 yards and a touchdown there.
They're using them
I just
correctly.
really thought, I just really thought Denver was prepared for this win. I thought, especially it being at home, I really thought Denver was going to win this game. Teddy Bridgewater's been playing great, but he did have 3 interceptions, so that's a little bit iffy there. But going forward, I think they'll be okay. They have a really good defense, even though they let up 34 points here. I don't know. Maybe the Raiders just came to play. They ate their Wheaties that day.
Yeah. So the next one here, the Cowboys versus your Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you had it. You almost did us a nice little favor there. I would have been so appreciative. But nope. These Cowboys had to come back in overtime and throw just like a deep ball wide open on Jalen Mills.
Mm-hmm. His first game back from injury. What this game showed me is that we're not a contender this year, which I already knew. We're not a contender, but we are right there. You know what I mean? Like, we can hang with these teams. We can hang with a Tampa Bay. We can hang with a Dallas. And then turn around and almost let Houston beat you. So, like, that's why it's like a lot of learning, a lot of chemistry. There's a lot that needs to go into this team to be where we need to be. Yeah. But Mac Jones is the future. Hands down. This dude is going to be great one day, man. I'm telling you. I really wanted to save this for the – I'm going to save it for the bias, but more talk on that. But I'm very happy for what Mac Jones has been doing here. Damian Harris had a great rebound game here where we weren't sure if he was going to play because of his rib injury, but he ended up having 101 yards and a touchdown. Very happy for that. The defense, which used to be the strong point of us, really needs work. And maybe that's just Dak, but even, like I said, Houston put up 22 points on us, so – the defense needs work. That's all I got to say.
I mean, there was a point in the game where there was like 3 touchdowns scored in like 4 minutes or something like that, because you guys came back like after they scored, you guys like threw one pass and burned Trayvon Diggs after he like picked you guys off.
Right.
So like the very next play after that.
And then Dallas scored right after that.
And then Dallas scored after that.
No, I think it was us and then Dallas and then us.
Yeah.
What happened there. But man, like I said, I'm super happy. I did pick New England. You picked Dallas in that one, so I took another L on that. But I really thought the Patriots were going to win that game, man.
Dak, he had 445 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Zeke, 69 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. Balled out, man. He had a great game. Cowboys, though, they're continuing on. They're 5-1 right now.
Yep, rolling on. Patriots sitting there at 2-4.
And then the primetime game, Seahawks, Steelers.
Another overtime game.
And we both picked the Steelers in this one, right?
Yep. We both picked the Steelers because we think Seattle was good, but not with Geno Smith in there.
Yeah, not with Geno Smith in there. Geno ended up with 209 yards, a touchdown, no picks. Collins filling in for what's his name? The running back for the Seahawks, Chris Carson. He had 100 yards and 1 touchdown. DK Metcalf, 58 yards. He getting in Twitter beefs with Shannon Sharp out here. On the Steelers side, Big Ben, 229 yards and a touchdown, no picks. Najee Harris, 81 yards. Johnson, 71 yards, no touchdowns. Even Najee Harris had 46 receiving yards and a touchdown. So he's getting work both in, getting past the and receiving really yards and on the ground.
And the thing about it, like without Jamar Chase, I would say Najee Harris is rookie of the year.
Yeah. I would agree with that. And it came down to going into overtime and the Steelers winning with a field goal. So, I mean, Seahawks, neither team looked great this game. But, right. It just came down to who could kick that field goal to win the game.
Who can get the possession where it puts you in the position to win the game,
Yeah. And the next one here, the Bills and the Titans on Monday night. Did we both pick the Bills in this one?
Both of us picked Buffalo because we were sure they were going to win this game, even with it being in Nashville. And it looked great early, it looked pretty good early.
Then Derrick Henry happened.
Derrick fucking Henry took off running. I don't understand how a man that big can run that fast. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't physically make sense. It's crazy to me. And if you catch him, an arm tackle is not going to work when he's going 15 miles an hour.
Good
it's
luck
wild.
Taking him down.
This dude will easily break 2,000 yards this year.
Easily, especially with he's going to break the record.
I saw that he's on pace without the extra game. He's on pace like in 16 games to break the all-time record. Not even just his record from last year. The all-time. I think it's Ed Dickerson. The record. He's on pace to break that within the 16 games.
That's
already.
Crazy.
So we'll see what type of season he ends up having throughout the whole year, but he is killing it right now. 3 touchdowns, man. Ryan Tannehill really just needs to not lose the game for him.
Yeah, he had 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill, 216, no touchdowns and a pick. But A.J. Brown, 91 yards. Julio, 59. And then on the Bill side, Josh Allen, 353 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. And then Emmanuel Sanders, 91 yards. He blew up. He's having a great year. Stephon Diggs, 89 yards and a touchdown.
I saw Dawson Knox got hurt too. Their tight end, so he's gonna be out for a while.
Broke some bones in his hand, or like broke his fingers or something. But yeah, he's gonna be out for a couple weeks.
That's a hit to Buffalo, but this fucking helps me out so much because now I know we're 2-4, but we're only 2 games behind Buffalo. So like, if they would have won this, they'd be pulling away further and further. So the only good thing about this is that Buffalo lost. So I'm happy about that.
But we were tied this week, from what I understand here, weren't we?
No, because I picked New England.
But Dallas. I had that other pick too that I lost. The Raiders.
Yeah, but I picked the Denver Broncos too.
Yeah, but I thought there was another one that I picked that you did.
Lost. The only picks that you lost were Denver and Buffalo. I lost Denver, Buffalo, and New England on my picks. So you finished 12-2. I finished 11-3 this week. So overall, you're at 65.
No, I picked the Chargers. Remember? Huh. I picked the Chargers. You picked the Ravens. So we're tied.
You're right. I gave you a W on that one.
Yeah,
shit.
See, I ain't gonna let that happen.
I knew honest Abe.
Honest
All
Abe.
Right. So I'm only 2 games back from you still then. So nothing changed. All right, so you're at 24-30, which is still great. You know what I mean? Or 64-30. I'm sorry.
I was like, wait a minute, 24-30.
64 wins, 30 losses, and I'm at 62-32. So I'm right behind you still, but we're both doing great this year as far as our picks.
Yeah, just like last year, which, speaking of picks, leads us right into our Week 7 picks of the week. So Thursday night, we got a game of the Broncos and the Brownies.
It is this Thursday.
It is this Thursday, so they must have a bye week next week. I was thinking of.
I saw a report about Baker's possibly going to be ready for Thursday Night Football, and I thought they were talking about next week. So
yeah, I did too. But yeah, Broncos and the Browns. But 2 3-3 teams on Thursday night. Part of me wants to pick the Browns, even with all the issues going on. They don't have their running backs.
Part of me wants to pick the Broncos.
I'm kind of leaning towards the Broncos now.
as much as I think the Browns overall are a better team, they're really beat up right now. So I'm rolling with Denver in this game.
3.5-point favorites right now.
Don't matter. Denver Broncos, baby. Let's go.
I'll pick the Broncos in that. I'll pick with you in that one.
Shit.
I don't feel comfortable picking the Browns right now. Washington, no names, and the Packers. Green Bay are 9.5-point favorites, and I am rolling with the Packers.
How did Washington end up playing the Chiefs one week and the Packers the next week? That's messed up.
That's terrible.
That's
good news for us, though. Chiefs
I'm picking
and
Green Bay in that for sure.
Oh yeah, I figured. Both gonna roll with old Batman Aaron Rodgers. They're gonna be 6-1. Chiefs and the Titans. Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites. Pat Mahomes still throwing picks. Defense looking pretty bad still. Titans coming off a nice win against the Bills. Maybe the Titans could upset the Chiefs.
Ah, man. And nobody can stop Derrick Henry.
Nobody can stop Derrick Henry, and definitely not that Kansas City defense right now.
Yeah, I love Pat Mahomes, but I'm rolling with Tennessee in this game.
I think I'm rolling with Tennessee in this one.
It's really hard to pick against the Chiefs, but the first time we picked against the Chiefs this year, we were right, Yeah. So I forget what game that was, but we picked against them earlier in the season. We were right. So sorry, Kansas City. I mean, I'm not saying you're not going to end up going somewhere this year, but this game right here, I'm picking Tennessee. Prove to me that you can win this game type of shit. Yeah, I mean, you don't got to prove shit converted, but I'm not picking Chiefs in this one. I'm rolling with Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Tennessee as well. Now, this is a bad matchup. Falcons and the Dolphins now. Yeah, this is a gross matchup. Gross matchup.
Falcons come off the bye week to play these motherfuckers.
They're 2.5-point favorites against the Dolphins, and I'm kind of actually leaning Falcons.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I am too. But
I feel like they have the better weapons right now. I mean, maybe the Dolphins have a better defense, but I don't know. The Dolphins, I don't know what's up with them right now, and who knows what Tua,
Right. I'm actually gonna roll with the Dolphins in that game.
Okay.
Just because I know they just lost to the Jaguars last week, but it was in London. There was a whole bunch of BS. The Falcons are coming off a bye, so they have plenty of time. They've been preparing for the Dolphins for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But the Falcons going to be the Falcons. So True. I'm going to just roll with them on this one here, especially with it being in Miami, just because this one to me is a coin flip. So I'm going to roll with Miami in this one.
Okay. I'll still roll with the Falcons on this one.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Fuck it,
dude. Jets and the Patriots. I'm rolling with the Patriots. They're 7-point favorites.
Yeah. This is the biggest favored matchup we have all year. I'm rolling with New England, baby. Like, there's no way I'm picking the Jets in this game. I told you earlier in the year, fuck the Jets. The only time I pick the Jets is if they're playing like Detroit or Jacksonville or something. They're playing my boys this week in Foxborough. This is going to be a much-needed win right here, man. We're going to get this dub.
Yeah.
Go New England.
Go New England. I'm picking them as well. Panthers and the Giants. I'm rolling with the Panthers in this one. They're 3-point favorites.
This is another easy one where we're both going to roll with Carolina. The Giants just look terrible in every aspect of the game. So there's no way I'm picking them. Even if it's in New Jersey, not New York, even if it's in New Jersey, I'm going to still roll with the Panthers here.
Yeah, same. Bengals and the Ravens. Ravens are 6-point favorites against the Bengals. Bengals hot. Bengals hot right now.
They are hot.
4-2 against a 5-1 team. I can't pick against the Ravens right now, I feel, though,
I can't either, man. I'm rolling with Baltimore. Because as hot as Cincinnati is, Baltimore is beating great teams right now.
Yeah. So if that defense looks half as good as they did last week, they're going to be trying to eat Joe Burrow alive.
Exactly. Pray for Joe Burrow in this
game. For Joe Burrow in this one. I'm picking the Ravens as well in that game. This next game, lock of the week, Rams against the Lions.
Oh, man.
Matt Stafford against his old team. He's going to take it out.
15-point favorites.
15-point favorite. Matt Stafford going to ball. He's going to throw a deep ball in the Cooper Cup. He's going to throw a deep ball to Deshaun Jackson. He's going to throw a deep ball to everybody.
This is very interesting because, like you said, it's the reunion for both of them.
Yeah.
And Jared Goff's going to get shit on.
Yeah.
He's gonna get shit on.
I don't see it looking good at all for Detroit, especially with that Rams defense too. Oh my God, it's not going to be good at all.
Exactly. Sorry, Detroit fans, you're in for another one here.
Yeah, this is going to be a brutal loss. Next one here, Eagles versus the Raiders.
Eagles
versus the Raiders, and it's in Las Vegas.
I honestly
picking my Eagles.
I know. I gotta roll with
Vegas.
I gotta roll Vegas in this one just because it's in Vegas. Philly's a good team, but I think the Raiders will get this done. Man, see, the Raiders in so much turmoil lately. The Eagles have been playing great, like even come from behind football. Like, this is tough.
If Nick Sirianni, for some reason, can get his shit together and decide to run a decent, like, balanced game plan, I think it could easily win this game. But that's a big old if. If he can decide, if he can run the ball, if they don't throw screen passes. So, I mean, it's a real big if. But I think against the Vegas, I think we can get it done. You know, they were able to beat the Panthers. I think they could beat Vegas.
You almost convinced me.
I wasn't expecting you to pick Philly,
I raced the LV off of here. And then I wrote it back again. I'm picking the Vegas Raiders in that one.
All right. Next one here. You thought the Rams and the Lions one was bad. The Cardinals and the Texans, 17.5-point favorite.
God damn.
Yeah, Cardinals are going to be 7-0 after this week.
I'm rolling with the Cardinals. Lock of the week right here, baby.
Yeah. I would take, these are the two locks of the week: Rams and Lions, Cardinals, Texans.
Yeah, put all your money and bet it on the Cardinals, bet it on the Rams. All of it. All your money. Empty your bank account. All of it.
Another big one here: the Buccaneers and the Bears. Tampa Bay are 12.5-point favorites.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty easy one for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They're going to roll through. I know they still don't got Gronk, but like we were saying, AB is playing great, and they still have Mike Evans and Godwin. Fournette's playing like he's a rookie again. Like, it's looking great for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. 5-1 in Tampa. You're making the Bears come the whole way down there. I'm rolling with Tampa Bay.
Same. They're going to be 6-1 after this one. Then you got a primetime game, Colts and the 49ers. San Francisco are 3.5-point favorites, but I'm rolling with them Colts.
Yeah, I agree with you, honestly. I'm rolling with Indianapolis in this one. And I know San Fran's got that great defense and all this and who's a what's and I'm rolling with Indianapolis in this game. Carson Wentz, like you said, been playing phenomenal lately. And Jonathan Taylor is just kind of doing the same thing. The only thing about the 49ers that worries me is that defense and Trey Lance's trickery if they do end up with him.
I mean, they're saying that Jimmy G is on track to play this week. So, but even so, I think even Trey Lance was having like he hurt his knee the last game, so I don't know what the status is on him about that. But it's looking like Jimmy G's going to play. But even so, Jimmy G coming off an injury, who knows what he's going to look like in this game.
Right.
Even so, the 49ers offense was always kind of questionable this year so far as well. Like, they were kind of spotty.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Colts are going to just attack Jimmy G there, man. It's going to be.
I think so. Because, I mean, the Colts defense is pretty decent as well. But yeah, I think the Colts offense, they're going to put up some good points. I'm picking the Colts.
Me too.
This is an odd one on Monday night. Saints and the Seahawks.
It depends on if Russell Wilson's playing.
He's on IR, so he's definitely not playing.
Then I'm rolling with New Orleans.
I'm rolling with New Orleans as well. They're 5-point favorites, and I'm pretty sure it's in New Orleans as well.
In Seattle.
Oh, it's in Seattle. Oh, I mean, they're still going to win.
So they got the 12-man, but it's not going to be enough, man.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough, especially with a backup QB there.
Yeah, Gino wasn't good enough for New York. You're not going to be good enough for Seattle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But that is our Week 7 picks of the week. We are not telling anybody to bet these picks, so if you do, that's on you. That's not on us. That's your fault.
I mean, I am telling you to bet Arizona and the Rams, though. Like
those
I said,
two. But those are because the odds are outrageous in their favor. But
this is not financial advice.
Yeah, this is not financial advice, so it's on you if you make some bad picks and lose some money.
Yeah, same way it's on me.
Before we get into the NBA talk, we are going to go through all of our NFL flash news here real quick. The Dolphins released linebacker Shaquem Griffin. He's out there on waivers now. The Packers released cornerback Quentin Dunbar, who they just recently picked up. They said, "Nah, you out of here.
Get out of here."
The Diggs brothers, Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Diggs, have now scored the same amount of touchdowns this year.
Oh shit, that's awesome. That's not necessarily as good for Stephon, but like that's awesome that they're both on pace like for the same, just that's pretty cool. I expect Stephon will end with more, but that is a pretty cool stat there. I didn't know that.
It is pretty cool. Colts wide receiver Paris Campbell suffered a significant foot injury versus the Texans and will miss some time. No word if it's going to be season ending yet or not, but they did just get T.Y. back, so that's a good thing.
Gotcha.
Dak Prescott has a calf strain and he's wearing a boot after the last game. They do have a bye week coming up this week. They expect him to be good after the bye, but still it's something you might want to monitor because he's not 100%, but he's still been balling this year. But something on your leg, that's not good.
Right. That's very interesting. I didn't actually see that.
Yeah. We talked about the Seahawks. Pete Carroll said on ESPN Seattle radio that the team has spoken to a number of free agent quarterbacks, including Cam Newton. Carroll said they're always looking to make sure they leave no stone unturned.
I would love that, man. Get this man a job. He's not a great quarterback like he was back in 2015, but he's better than he's like he said, his own words. There's not 32 guys out there that are better than me.
Yeah, and I think he would be a great placeholder for Russell Wilson. Very similar games,
Absolutely.
I just don't think I don't see him throwing the deep ball like Russ, but he's still mobility and everything. You could, build. You wouldn't have to change much at all.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Players that have been on the PUP list are now eligible to return to practice and begin playing as soon as this week for week 7 here. Amongst notables to return, Packers offensive tackle David Bakhtiari, wide receiver Michael Thomas for the Saints, and Panthers cornerback Stephon Gilmore.
Hell yeah, man. I'm glad Gilmore's going to at least get to see some action.
Yeah, exactly. 49ers brought back veteran linebacker Michael Kendricks, who's expected to sign with them again. I was kind of hoping he'd come back to Philly. We kind of needed all the linebacker help we can get.
Yeah, he ended up rolling back to San Fran.
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey, after being out 3 weeks already, they decided, you know what? We're going to put him on IR. So he's out another 3 weeks at least.
Just to get a roster spot.
Yeah, not good at all, man. Not good at all. They said he's played only 6 games since 2019 or something like that. It's not good at all.
It's just his body's not holding up to the action of live football. And he's great, he's talented, but every injury is making him less and less able to perform the way he was before. So
he
might be a bust by the end of it, where you're Christian Le'Veon or something.
What could have been
bouncing on, and I don't know, Le'Veon didn't get hurt. His situation was a little bit different, but it'll be a what could have been type of thing.
He might find success as a backup, where he's not used as the workhorse.
Exactly.
Seattle, we talked about Seattle. Seattle, when they played Pittsburgh, we talked about Geno Smith. That was his first NFL start in 1,413 days. Almost 4 years.
Holy shit. That should never give up. You get back there one day. Don't
Just
give up, Christian McCaffrey.
Jaguars made their first field goal of the season in the win in London.
What?
Yep. Took 6 weeks, but it finally happened.
Oh. Jesus Christ, Jacksonville.
First win of the season and first field goal of the season.
I don't even want them to be an American team. I'm going to just start calling them the London Jaguars, okay?
That's going to be an us thing.
That's an us thing. London Jaguars.
We're going to make a t-shirt that says, that has, the London Jaguars on it.
Yeah.
Squad Pods. Yeah.
And they can't sue us until it's a real thing.
Exactly. Until it's a real thing, you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Official from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, David Baker is retiring. After nearly 8 years of service for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, he decided to retire and be with his family.
Which is cool. I mean, that dude, I like seeing the videos where he shows up and knocks on their doors and lets them know that they're getting in.
It is really cool.
someone else will start doing it here. Like, I felt the same way. Even though I didn't like David Stern, I felt weird about Adam Silver. And now I love Adam. Adam Silver's doing absolutely everything he can to better the game. So we'll see what happens as far as his replacement there.
Yeah. More Seattle talk. Pete Carroll put Russell Wilson and Chris Carson on IR now, and they're both not eligible to come back till week 10.
Damn. See, I didn't see that. That's why I wasn't sure if Russ was going to be playing or not. I know he was out there practicing. He was out here doing 2-minute drills by himself and everything, but I wasn't sure.
It sucks. That's the Seattle season pretty much, it seems. I mean, when he comes back, there's only 7 games left at that point on the season, which it is a lot of games. It's 7 games, but still, that's 10 games into the season. You're probably losing games in that time. It's going to be a lot to make up.
Right, and then you got to be perfect pretty much the whole time you come back. So it's going to be hard for them to make the playoffs.
Really hard. The Cincinnati Bengals picked up Trey Flowers, cornerback Trey Flowers, who was on the Seahawks before.
He just got cut.
Washington football team retired Sean Taylor's number on Sunday, finally.
Finally, exactly. Long overdue.
Of course, weekly obligatory Tom Brady talk, of course. Tom Brady talked about retirement, and he said, I really think I could play as long as I want. I could literally play until I'm 50 or 55 if I wanted to. I don't think I will, obviously. My physical body won't be the problem. I think it'll be I'm just missing too much of life with my family. So he thinks even physically that he'd be able to play at 50, 55. He's just like, I just want to be with my family at that point.
And the thing about it is, 5-10 years ago, when Brady was already an ancient quarterback, I would have been like, his body's going to break down eventually, but like it more or less just kind of disproving him, like saying he's talking nonsense. But now here we are in 2021, and he's still playing and still winning Super Bowls, still playing at an MVP level. Can you not believe him? He might be able to play until he's 50 years old. Like, realistically, man, I don't know what the fuck. I hope if he does play until he's 50, come back to New England. Like, please, at least for like a year or two. Like, come back to New England.
I don't know if you could do that, but I can definitely see him signing a one-day deal to retire, with New England or something.
He better. I don't want to see Tampa Bay fucking retire his jersey on some bullshit.
That's why it was nice to see LaShawn come back and sign that 1 year deal. He's going to retire an Eagle.
Yeah.
Obviously not comparable to Tom Brady in any way. I'm not saying that. But
I completely. It's a lifelong player who played on that team for so long, really made his career with that team and those colors, and he went somewhere else. So it's nice to see them come back and retire with the team that they really dedicated most of their time to, most of their work, blood, sweat, and tears to this team,
Yeah, exactly. So that rolls right into NBA new season happening right now as we speak.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited.
The first games of this new season started tonight. It started off with the Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks, and man, the Bucks didn't miss a beat. They looked hot tonight.
They look great, and it was more of just Giannis dominating the way we come to expect it. They raised the banner, they had the ring ceremony and everything.
The rings.
Like, that Milwaukee team came out to fight, and I know that they wanted the Nets wanted like a revenge game, but it just didn't pan out that way, especially without Kyrie here.
Yeah,
I know they're going to be good, but let's see what happens, man.
Yeah, I mean, Giannis, he had 32 points and 14 rebounds in game 1, bro. I mean, Chris Middleton was balling, 20 points and 9 rebounds. I mean, they were looking great. I mean, KD even balled out 32 points and 11 rebounds. Like, KD was balling the night. James Harden had 20 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, almost had a triple-double. But, man, the Nets, their problem was the turnovers. They just kept turning the ball over all the time. And then, the Bucks, they were just that good. They were capitalizing every time. So, I mean,
exactly,
it just hurt them in the long run. They couldn't catch up.
They just couldn't do anything about it in the end there.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got Golden State and the Lakers at halftime as of right now whenever we're recording. But the Lakers are ahead as of right now. So
Lakers winning for now, baby. Let's roll. Let's go.
But another news, the due to the NBA 75th anniversary this year, they actually been doing a lot of cool things. They're actually naming the 75 best players in NBA history through these next couple of nights. And they actually have they released the first night's list tonight here. Going down through, we got Kareem, Giannis they put on there already. Let me see here. Nate Archibald, Charles Barkley, Bob Cousy, Dave Cowens, Kevin Durant, Julius Erving, George Gervin, Hal Greer, James Harden already, which I don't know if I would have put James Harden on this list as of right now, but that's just my opinion. Elvin Hayes, Jerry Lucas, Moses Malone, Kevin McHale, a lot of big names, George McCain, Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, Hakeem Olajuwon, Bob Pettit, Willis Reed, Oscar Robinson, Dave Robinson, Bill Russell, and John Stockton. Hell of a list for that one night.
That is a crazy list. And the thing about it is this is going to be 75 of the best players of all time type of thing, you know? So to me, seeing Giannis on that list already, a kid from Greece that didn't pick up a basketball for you know what I mean? Like
already on that list.
That is showing like this dude might have one of the best NBA careers. Please stay healthy so we can see it play out. But this dude might end up having one of the best NBA careers of all time.
It's true. It's true. I highly agree with you. I don't know if you saw this at all. This was pretty cool. They showed some love to the old Bulls teams tonight. Zach LaVine, Damian Lillard, and Draymond Green pretty much redid famous photos from the Bulls' history.
Really?
One is Zach LaVine dunking from the foul line, the photo, and it actually takes the picture of Michael Jordan doing that, and they just replaced it with Zach LaVine doing it. They have the shot made by Damian Lillard, and it shows him in like the Michael Jordan jersey. All of them are in like the Michael Jordan jersey, and it's Damian Lillard making the shot. And then you actually have a Rodman one, and it's Draymond Green diving, like doing this, like the Superman dive to get the ball inbounds.
Yo, you gotta send me a link to these pictures so I can see this.
It is really cool.
I
saw that tonight. I was like, holy shit. Because I had to zoom in on the Zach LaVine one. But yeah, Zach LaVine dunking from half court, Damian Lillard shooting the shot, and then Draymond Green like doing the Superman dive.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
But it is really cool. I'll have to send you that then. But I thought that was awesome.
I could put that up on the screen here then.
Yeah. Jabari Parker, who was actually released by the Celtics, has actually re-signed a new deal with the Celtics here. So he's
maybe that was some type of restructure type of thing there. They were trying to get taken care of. Like,
that's my thoughts.
If you clear waivers, we'll bring you back type of thing, you know.
Yeah. According to Sacramento Kings, they informed Marvin Bagley that he's not going to be in the opening rotation on opening night, which is like, what's going on? Like, Marvin Bagley is a damn good player, you know, and they're not.
It's surprising. I don't really know what their direction is right now, though. That's the thing about Sacramento. I really don't know what they're doing. They might be trying to get some of the super young players some time and things. I don't know.
Dame said officially in a statement, he said, "I'm not leaving Portland. Adversity is going to hit. There's going to be tough times. So if it starts off rocky or if it starts out as a struggle, I won't be happy about it. Nobody would. But I'm not going to jump ship and bail out when that happens." Right. So he says, "I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving."
Pretty much, he's like, stop asking me, okay? If it happens, it'll happen. It's not going to happen in the middle of the season. I'm not going to demand no crazy trades. Like, he's been saying this for years, but he's also been fucking with the media with everything he said this last summer.
True, you know? It didn't help at all.
It didn't help at all, Dame. Like, you know what you're doing with these posts and shit, like, and saying the things you're saying. But I'm glad to see him nip it in the bud right here before the season starts. Like, I don't. Yeah. If turmoil hits, don't come at me with, "Oh, do you want to leave?" Like, I'm not. You know what I mean?
Portland. I'm not.
Awesome.
And then we get into, of course, the Ben Simmons drama, that even more drama that's happened.
Dude. Oh my God.
He has since actually come back to Philly. He went through all the physical and all the protocols. He was back practicing. And as of today, he got told to leave practice, and now they suspended him. The story is Doc Rivers asked Ben Simmons to join defensive drill today with the team. He refused, and then Rivers asked again. Simmons said no again. So Doc said, "All right, you can go home. Get out of here.
Just get out of here. Get out of my gym."
Rivers then told Simmons to go home. Simmons dropped the ball and left.
They suspended him.
76ers have since suspended Ben Simmons for one game due to contact detrimental to the team. Doc Rivers' quote was, "I thought he was a distraction today, and I told him you should leave, Ben." So he's saying he was a distraction. Joel Embiid out here savage right now.
Joel Embiid was flaming him today. I mean, like, not really flaming him, but more or less just being very blunt about the situation.
Yeah, he said, "At this point, I don't care. I'm focused on trying to make the team better. I'm not here to babysit." And then he also had a quote where he said, "At this point, I don't care about that, man." Yeah. He says, he does what he wants.
He does what he wants. At this point, I don't care. Like, and just a week ago, Embiid was still trying to be nice about, like, he was like, "Hey, I'm glad to have him back. Like, we're all professionals here, blah, blah, blah. We're just trying." And of course, he's just like, Ben Simmons is being a baby, and Joel Embiid's just tired of it. He's done with it. He's tired of answering questions about him. He's tired of everything about the situation.
Yeah, I think everybody is. They're suspending him without pay, and apparently a source says the Sixers will not trade Ben unless they get a significant player in return, and will continue trying to make this work.
Right.
So, I mean, at this time, like, they're like, we're not trading you unless we get a good thing. So I guess you're either going to try to work it out, or you're just not going to play and you're not getting paid.
And you're going to keep racking up them fines.
He's just making this worse on himself, because now no team's going to want to trade for him. No team's going to want to deal with being like a baby like this.
No, because it's worse now than it was weeks ago.
Yeah, and with them saying they're not going to trade him unless they get a significant value, and him doing this is going to decrease that value. It's not looking good. He's hurting himself in the long run.
Exactly. He's going to end up getting cut, bro.
After just signing a max deal. I don't know.
I wonder how much is guaranteed.
Exactly. So, they're going to be taking a cap hit if they do that. Yeah,
we'll see what happens there. But if he don't play, man, I feel like Doc Rivers will not play games with this dude.
Yeah. They fined him $1.4 million for missed preseason games, along with additional fines for missing practices, meetings, and workouts. So it's 1.4 as of right now. Mm-hmm. So damn.
And $200,000 for missing that one game he suspended.
Yeah, and I thought this was pretty interesting. I saw someone post this. There was an old JJ Redick interview, a recent one, where he said, "When I was on the team, we tried to get the team to go out together after games, but there was one guy who wouldn't. I won't say who it was, but it didn't help team unity." So, I mean, it was kind of insinuated that was Ben Simmons. That didn't even want to go out.
Problem? Like, why does he hate Philly so much? Like, what happened? What changed?
What happened, man? And it seemed, and unlike the Eagles with Carson Wentz, Sixers were doing everything in their power to help him and build around him.
And he's still trying to get out of town, bro. Like, what the fuck?
They even were comfortable getting rid of Jimmy Butler because they knew that he was that Ben Simmons was going to be that dude. And then look, they could have kept Jimmy Butler.
They really should have kept. I didn't want to see Jimmy in Philly.
I didn't either.
They really should have. It would have been
they were that Kawhi basket away from going
exactly.
But yeah, finishing up the news here. Milwaukee Bucks guard Grayson Allen agreed to a 2-year contract, $20 million rookie extension already. We got some more signing news as well. Phoenix Suns guard Landry Shamet agreed to a 4-year, $43 million rookie contract extension.
Damn.
Yeah. Suns talks with DeAndre Ayton on a rookie extension have ended without it.
Yes. So that's very interesting. I heard that, like, we don't know really what the consequences of that's going to be quite yet here,
Yeah. Failed to reach a deal with the 2018 #1 overall pick. It's not looking good for them right now, man.
And he's one of the best big men in the league, so they need to figure something out with him.
Yeah, I saw apparently that, like, he wants a 4-year deal and they were looking for a 3-year deal, like max deal.
They just couldn't find a spot where they were going to mesh with that,
Yeah. And then they released the most valuable NBA franchises going into the season. We got the Knicks, the Warriors, the Lakers, the Bulls, the Celtics, and the Clippers.
Okay. Pretty much. The Clippers are surprising. The Clippers are definitely a surprising addition there, but what's even more surprising is that Golden State is worth more than the Lakers.
Yeah. 5.66 billion, and the Lakers are 5.5.
Okay, so that's barely, and that's probably a lot to do with the last 10 years here.
The Knicks are 5.8. They're first.
But that makes sense to me because the Knicks are like the biggest market in the league, even if their team's shit.
Yeah,
they're definitely the biggest market in the league there. So that makes sense. But
it's quite a jump though, because I mean, it's the Lakers is 5.5, then the next is the Bulls with 3.8.
Yeah, they're still riding off the 90s.
Yeah, and then the Celtics 3.5 and Clippers are 3.3.
Damn, that's so surprising that the Clippers are up there, man.
Yeah, I was surprised as well. But rolling into next here, we got Jaren Jackson Jr. for the Grizzlies agreed to 4-year, $105 million rookie extension. Dude getting
Damn,
paid on his rookie deal,
that's
105
so
mil.
crazy. Like, what did this dude like prove to you? Like, what did he show you?
What's the Ja Morant deal gonna be like?
Oh my God, bro! Like,
What's that deal gonna be like?
that dude is gonna get paid. He's gonna get like 200 million as on a rookie extension.
Yeah. Suns Michael Bridges agreed to a 4-year, 90 mil rookie contract extension. 90 mil. They're just throwing money at these rookies, bro.
I mean, like, it's some deals that we'll see what happens. They probably end up not making the entire 90 mil there in that situation, but we'll see what happens.
Orlando Magic recently acquired center Wendell Carter Jr. from the Bulls. Has agreed to a 4-year, 50 mil contract extension.
Okay. That's surprising for him to get that much money, but
I was pretty surprised, and I'm glad we didn't pay that for him.
Yeah, because I don't think he's worth that. That's just based off of like his time in the league and like his stats. It's just that I don't think he's really worth that, but we'll see.
Cleveland Cavaliers signed 7'6" center Taco Fall on a 2-way deal.
That dude could become Giannis one day.
Cavaliers, they're kind of like making a hodgepodge of little different pieces. You know, I'm interested to see what they do here.
It's gonna look like Houston.
And an interesting note here, talking about the Cavaliers, apparently an anonymous scout for the NBA ripped Colin Sexton, saying that I think Colin Sexton is a backup and he's an asshole. None of the teammates like him.
What the hell?
Yeah, an anonymous scout rips backup and asshole Colin Sexton, saying that none of his teammates like him. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, like that could develop into something a little bit more.
Yeah. Kyrie Irving is not going to be offered a contract extension with the Nets moving forward. So it's looking like Kyrie's time with the Nets is going to be over here in the next year or so.
Fourth team for him. Let's see.
I knew this was going to happen with those three going there. I knew one of them wasn't going to last. It was a matter of which one.
Exactly. And it's the one that's been acting the wildest.
Zion Williamson is being reevaluated in 2 weeks and currently has no timetable to return from foot injury.
It's a long season, though, so at least for him, he's got plenty of time left. He's not going to win no crazy awards this year, but he'll have time to come out and put up some numbers.
Yeah, and the last thing I have here is really interesting. NBA team officials have suggested to the league that they should introduce monetary repercussions for players who demand a trade.
No. That's bullshit. You're trying to take power away from the players. And I bet you the NBA Players Association, whatever acronym they use,
hell no.
They're going to be against this 1,050%, bro. There's no way this goes through.
No way.
Because all they've been trying to do is give the players more power. And now you want to fine them for requesting a trade? Unless they come to some type of compromise where they give the players something, like in return, like, all right, we'll sign that into legislative, but like we need this, you know. So that's the only way I could see that happening. That sounds outrageous to me.
And I mean that's all the NBA news I have as of right now. Okay. I did have a pretty crazy NHL news story. This is the only thing I have as far as NHL. But Sharks, Evander Kane has been suspended 21 games of the season for a fake COVID vaccination card that he gave the league.
And the NHL ain't playing.
They are not playing. 21 games, gone.
Damn, just because you ordered this card offline, you could have just go to the fucking get a vaccine. Like, shit. Oh my God, bro.
21 games, you done, son.
It's funny because like he only made it a week into the year before they figured out that this shit's fake.
Like 2 games. You made 2 games.
You made 2 games, bro. Was it worth it? Was it worth your $14 or however much you paid for that shit? Was it fucking worth like nothing? Oh my God. Hey, sit your ass down. Don't even come to the stadiums. Okay, how about that? Don't even you said you want to be unvaccinated. You're not part of the team right now. Don't even come to the stadium.
Oh my gosh. But I thought that was crazy, man. But that's crazy. All the news I have this week. We can roll right into the bias bubbles. Gotcha. What you got for us this week, man?
All right, so for my Lakers, opening night, baby, let's go. We hope
opening night.
Beat Golden State. We'll see what happens. You know, still got second half left here.
Yeah.
But as of Thursday, when this comes out, we'll already know the record or the score of the game. So hopefully, when you're watching this, the Lakers are 1-0. Let's go.
Yeah.
Unless you're watching it later on, a couple weeks later, for some random reason, because this is a pretty specific episode as far as every week. I hope the Lakers are 3-0 when you're watching it. I'm getting lost. All right. Anyway, 19th season for the man LeBron James. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 6. Okay. I'm super happy. I'm just so excited for this season, man, just because last year we had a pretty good year, but injury riddled all year, man.
Yeah.
Like, you knew Anthony Davis, with the amount of time he missed, was not going to be the same in the playoffs. And that's one thing he keeps preaching about all preseason. He was like, I wasn't there. My biggest goal is to be healthy and be there to produce. Like, even tonight, like he's the highest scorer on the Lakers right now. He's got almost 10 rebounds last I checked, So Anthony Davis is the superstar on this team of superstars. If he's not playing at peak performance, we're not going anywhere. It doesn't matter what LeBron does. It doesn't matter what AD or Russ does or Carmelo. AD is the rock here. So I'm just praying for health for him. And then last thing, we signed Avery Bradley.
Yeah, I saw that he was waived.
Mm-hmm. Fit him into our 15th slot, which a lot of people think that we were using that 15th slot for like keeping it open for a buyout in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
And the contract that we gave Bradley is it's non-guaranteed. There's a very high likelihood that we would cut him if we need to, where it would end up.
Okay.
It's not a guaranteed contract or anything. So things I was reading up on it are saying he probably won't be here very long, but it's good to have him for now, especially with THT and Ariza hurt. Yes, we need that type of depth there. And as far as my Patriots, another week, another loss. Okay.
Yeah.
2-4.
Man.
Dallas,
I know the feeling. Both 2-4.
Sucks. Fucking sucks.
It does suck, man.
But I'm very happy about the performance, like I said, because we were hanging with them all game, and I thought Dallas was a much better team than us, but we were hanging with them, so that gives me a little bit of hope there. We could still finish. What's the new record? 13-4. Anyway, remember what I said about Carson?
Yeah.
Being the number 1 graded quarterback for Week 6. Yeah. Mac Jones was number 2, baby. Hell yeah, rookie out here doing what he needs to do. Like I said, didn't get the win, but I'm talking strictly about Mac Jones, all right? Yeah. He was the second highest of the week with a 92.2 out of 100 grade, which I thought was great, man. He was 4 of 4 on passes, deep balls. You know what I mean? Like more than 20 yards down the field, where 144 yards and 2 touchdowns on deep balls. Yeah. So that's a huge shift from the beginning of the year where we were being super conservative with him, with Josh McDaniels and everything. I think it's time to open up that playbook, man. Let Mac Jones do what he needs to. Let him make his mistakes. You know, let him learn as he goes here. But we got Jared Stidham off the PUP list.
He's back, baby.
He's back. I think he's going to be on the practice squad because we got he's not going to be a second string. I think he's going to be a practice squad for now. Still got Hoyer. Yeah. So unless something changes and Jarrett outperforms him in practice or something, I think he's third stringer right now. But he is off the PUP list. It's been weird because we don't really know exactly what we have with Jarrett Stidham. The last 2 seasons in a row when he had opportunities to compete for the position, he was hurt in training camp, so he didn't have an opportunity to compete for the position. So the only thing we've ever seen out of him has been preseason, really. So I don't know. If you've been watching this show for a while, you know I'm not a huge fan of Jared Stidham, but we'll see. You can't hurt. I mean, it can't be that bad. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, I want Mac Jones to start, but it's good to at least have him back and healthy on the roster.
Yeah.
This game against Dallas was our first overtime regular season game since 2015.
Damn.
In a game that we lost to the Jets, but first overtime since 2015. I thought that was interesting.
Because that is interesting.
A lot of overtime games lately, and it wasn't our first overtime in postseason. We've had a couple postseason overtime games, famously the Falcons Super Bowl, and also the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. This is an NFL record, extending NFL record, by the way, of 92 straight games scoring in the first half, which it's not that big of a deal, you know what I mean? But 92 straight games of scoring in the first half.
Yeah.
That's
good.
Anytime the Patriots hold a current record and they keep extending it, I'm happy about that. I didn't even know that was a current record until I was doing my research on it today. I was like, damn, okay, 90, okay, I got some more Mac Jones shit for you, bro. This dude, okay, he is the first rookie ever to complete 70% of his passes through 5 of his first 6 games. So, first rookie ever to do that shit, first of all. And he's at a 71.1% right now for the season through 6 games, which the rookie record was Dak Prescott in 2016 with 67.7 was what it was. That was the record. So, there's a lot of good green flags for Mac Jones. Not too many red flags. A lot of good shit coming out of this, man. Where everybody knows this is the developmental. No one expects him to win a Super Bowl. It's just looking great. I'm very happy with the way he's been performing, with the way the team's been handling him, the way we're trying to teach him, so let's just keep it rolling. That's the last thing I have for the Patriots here, but a lot of Mac Jones shit.
I wish Jalen Hurts could be in the similar system as Mac Jones is, because they are not doing anything to help out Jalen Hurts like they are with Mac Jones, as far as putting him in the best situation to succeed. Yeah. Running the ball, having nice schemes for the receivers. I don't know, man. I wish we were a solid unit like you guys are over there.
But even still, we have the same record. So that's what matters at the end of the day.
Jalen's stats, they look good, but
Jalen's putting up numbers.
He's putting up great stats. It's just, the product on the field's not great. Mm-hmm. But Bulls, they play tomorrow against the Pistons. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully start off season 1-0.
Victory.
Exactly. Hoping to start off 1-0. Flyers are 1-1 right now. They won 1. They destroyed the Kraken in the first ever game against the Kraken. Destroyed them 6-1 or 6-2. And then we lost 1 in overtime, so we still got a point for that one as well. We lost it in a shootout. So they're all right. We're not last in the division or anything, but we're only 2 games into the season. So
exactly. Long year
ahead of us. As far as the Eagles here, another loss to the Buccaneers. Last couple losses, we lost to good teams. We lost to Dallas. We got lost to the Buccaneers, and we lost to the Chiefs. Dallas, the game we weren't in it at all. The Chiefs, we were in it for pretty much the whole game. The Buccaneers, we came back and tried to make it a game. So, they're still fighting. I don't like the game plan or the product on the field, like I mentioned. So, Sirianni really needs to work on that. But ASAP and start running the ball.
You guys are fighting every game. It's not like you're rolling over in any of these games.
Exactly. Just making a lot of dumb decisions and a lot of questionable play calls, using screens all the time that are not working. Run the ball, stop doing RPOs, do forced runs. Come on, planned runs.
Right.
It's me and you could call a better game plan right now. I don't understand what I don't understand what Nick Sirianni's thinking right now. But that needs, and I think if he was able to fix that, we would have a decent team. I wouldn't say we would be a contender or anything, but we'd be competing constantly and be able to be winning these. We would probably beat the Chiefs in that game if we had a decent system and everything.
The record would be a lot better.
Our record would be better. We would have been in that Dallas game, I'm sure. But Nick Sirianni apparently is not in the hot seat at all, according to Jay Glazer. He's in no danger of being a one-and-done coach.
He really shouldn't be in the hot seat.
7 weeks into the season.
We're critical of him, but we're just talking, but I don't think he should definitely not lose his job.
Yeah. In other news, Lane Johnson's back. I haven't talked about it here in the past couple weeks just because of what was going on. Lane Johnson's been absent from these past 3 games due to personal reasons, and nothing has been disclosed the past couple weeks. He's missed every game. They haven't released any information until now. He released a statement. In a statement said, I would like to thank everyone for their understanding and support over the last couple weeks. I appreciate positive notes and messages, and as I've worked hard to restore my personal life. Depression and anxiety are things I've dealt with for a long time and have kept hidden from my friends and family. If you're reading this and struggling, please know that you're not alone. I'm excited to rejoin my teammates and coaches. I'm grateful for the entire Eagles community and look forward to continuing to play in front of the best fans in the world. So it's looking like he's back. He's back practicing, which we really need him. Because right now, I mean, they were moving Jordan Mailata, who is a left tackle, over to right tackle, where he's not used to being. So we need to get him back over there. I mean, Andre Dillard was doing nice, but, man, it's going to be nice to get Lane Johnson back there, an all-pro at right tackle. You know, that's going to help Jalen Hurts out a lot because, I mean, he's not going to be running around. You know, not going to be – the defensive line's not going to be busting through all the time like it was before. So hopefully that shores up that line a little bit. Just need to start running. And on unfortunate other news, we knew it was going to come eventually. Zach Ertz, my boy, number 86, 9 years, drafted with the Eagles, 9 years with the Eagles, catches a Super Bowl winning touchdown against the New England Patriots, has been traded to the Arizona Cardinals for a 2022 fifth-round pick. And a cornerback, Tay Godwin, who was a high draft pick in the draft.
Tell you something. You got more for Zach Ertz than we got for Gilmore.
Yes.
That's crazy, bro. We got a sixth-rounder. That's it. We didn't get no other player. We got one sixth-rounder. You motherfuckers.
Over the course of his career, he's had 579 receptions, 6,267 yards, 38 touchdowns. And he actually is second on the most catches in Eagles history list with 579, 10 less than number one Harold Carmichael. So if he would have if he would have had 11 more catches on the Eagles, he would have been the number one in Eagles history in most catches.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
because he has been there for a while, so he's had a lot of different. He's seen the quarterbacks as they go. You know,
yeah,
he was there with Vic, wasn't he?
Yeah. 9 years. So yeah, about that. But yeah, I mean, he's seen a lot of changes. He's been a reliable target for all of our quarterbacks, especially Carson Wentz. I mean, he was super close with Carson Wentz, and that was his like go-to target. Right. Whatever he was there. Zach Ertz put a huge article in like the Philly Inquirer, like saying goodbye and everything. He even like this is pretty interesting. Normally this doesn't happen after a player gets traded, but he called a press conference with the Eagles like that day with Philly reporters and everything. So he actually had like a press conference on his way out saying, and he was like, I'm trying not to cry. And he was saying like how much the city means to him. And he was saying that like a lot of people were saying that he's back home on the West Coast because he comes from like LA and like on the West Coast. And he said, that's not true because this is home. Philly is my home. That was tough. I love this place. And I said it all along, but like, even though I'm going back to the West Coast, Philadelphia is going to be my home for life. So, I mean, That's another player like Shady, where once he retires, he's probably going to retire at Eagle. He's going to go back and retire at Eagle.
Absolutely, dude. 100% chance.
The Ertz Foundation is within Philadelphia, and they're still working on projects in Philly as of right now. So, I mean, he's still going to be present within Philadelphia in some sort of way. Just like Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins has a lot of stuff going on in Philly still, too.
I saw something very interesting about Zach Ertz, and it's like him and J.J. Watt are now teammates, and both of their wives are teammates on the soccer team. And I was like, that's cool as shit.
That is really cool.
What like I thought about it, I was like, what if JJ and Zach are not friends? You know what I mean? Like at all. And now like their wives are friends or whatever. They're like trying to get them to like all hang out as a group. You know, just think and Zach's just like, or the other way around, like Zach Ertz and JJ are big friends and their wives aren't. Like I thought about that the other day just randomly. But I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it sucks. Like this really, I mean the Carson one kind of hit me, but this one hits different because of how long he's been here, man. Like 9 years, won a Super Bowl with him. He's been a present force in the actual community of Philadelphia. He's been active with all the charities. He's pretty much what Philly represents as a player. Like he's that go-to guy. Like when you look at one of a famous Philadelphia athlete, that's Zach Ertz. You know, he's cherished by by the city. And even though it's sad to see him leave, I'm glad to see him go to the best team in the NFL right now, 6-0, and he's going to get some use. They need a decent tight end. So I mean, throw him right in there, man. That's a number one tight end for them, and on top of an already stacked team. So I mean, hopefully they go out there and he wins another ring, man. All the best for Zach Ertz.
I would love to see him just have nothing but success.
Exactly. And just like Carson Wentz too. Like I hope he excels over there in Indianapolis. But the last thing I have here just kind of proves what's going on with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has accounted for 40% of the Eagles' rush attempts.
Damn.
That's the highest rate of any QB in a season in NFL history.
He shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's 53-132. But yeah, that he's just running the ball, man. Yeah, I mean that's the problem. Can't be doing this shit any longer. You got Miles Sanders. You got a dude that can get huge chunks of yards each run, each carry, each attempt. Like why wouldn't you not use him?
We've seen it, man. This dude busts out for big yards. Like I just
all
don't
the time.
Understand.
Yeah, I mentioned it before. He's like number 2 or 3 on the list of like the yards per carry, like behind like Derrick Henry. You know, it's just insane, man. Someone needs to tell Sirianni to change this shit up. But that's all that I have this week. We can go right into the crazy sports fact of the podcast. During the 1961 season, Wilt Chamberlain averaged 48.5 minutes per game. He averaged more minutes in a game than there are minutes in regulation, and that 0.5 comes from games he played that went to overtime.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He averaged more like minutes per game than there were minutes per game.
Yeah.
Crazy. So like maybe I don't know, because we think of him being like super dominant, but if there's a lot of overtime games, you must not be playing no defense. Like it's just kind of ridiculous.
You playing that many overtime games?
Damn. God damn, that's a crazy one. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's another like countless Wilt Chamberlain stats that are out there.
Yeah, for real.
But that's the show this week. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to go on Twitter and follow us at Squad Pod Sports. Oh, yeah. We're trying to hit 1K by the end of the year. We're almost to 900, so go over there and help us out. Make sure to like and subscribe on this channel as well, because that always helps us out too. Absolutely. And also check out all the plethora of content on our channel. We got over 200 videos for you to watch.
Check it out. You can just go to our channel and watch it like it's TV, man. You can just play a video and they'll just play them all. Come on,
exactly. Man. Tons of content and a lot more released in every week.
Exactly.
So, I mean, definitely go check out everything else. And until next week, we'll see everybody later.
Peace.